By the end of this video today, you're going to learn exactly Rudolf Steiner's process for meditation. This is based upon a lifetime of Steiner's work. This comes from my research and reading into Steiner's work. And Steiner based his principles amongst many esoteric ancient belief systems and practices. So let's get into it. In my opinion, Rudolf Steiner, an Austrian philosopher, esotericist born in 1861, was a wanderer. I'm using the term wanderer from Ra, Law of One, the channeled material that, in my opinion, resonates on David Hawkins' scale of or map of consciousness, probably between a 6 and 700. It's something that resonated with me. But you can call him a wanderer, a starseed, an indigo child, whatever floats your boat. But he founded Anthroposophy. Good Lord, I can't speak. A spiritual philosophy that seeks to synthesize science and spirituality. That's why I love it, because spirituality and evolutionary growth of the spirit and soul is not about being all right brain. Right brain is the creativity, intuitive part of the brain, the spiritual part of the brain. The left side of the brain is the logical, analytical part. It's not about prioritizing one side of the brain over the other. It's about using both in equalization and harmony, because we live in a dualistic plane, positive, negative, black and white. What we want to seek to do, guys, is to merge those two, equalize and harmonize both sides of the brain. So Steiner received a Waldorf education. It's an educational approach emphasizing holistic learning. And, he worked in all of these esoteric areas, but he sought to, what you might say, harmonize each side of the brain through logic and spirituality. But when we talk about Steiner's Anthroposophy, it provided a rich framework for meditation themes. And these meditation themes are absolutely paramount in your meditation using Steiner's principles. And I love Steiner's meditation principles because they do seek to harmonize and equalize both sides of the brain into one. That's the entire point of meditation, other than the obvious of quieting the mind. So why meditate? The reasons can be paradoxical. Steiner stresses meditation is the only completely act we can do. When we meditate, we perform a free act. Nothing compels us to meditate. Purposive effort is out of place. We should meditate as a plant flowers, naturally, spontaneously, effortlessly, without ego, not because there is a reason to do so, but because we choose to, just because. To meditate is a free decision, a free deed of consciousness that invokes free will. Meditation is also necessarily playful. Therefore, in the world's terms, meditation, like art, is superfluous, even useless. It serves no practical end. Life goes on very well without it, right? If we're looking at the physical 3D realm and that's it. It will not necessarily make us rich, healthy, or happy. Yet, it is the most important thing we can do in life. Like art, it gives life meaning. Meditation is the human being's superpower, folks. That's exactly what it is. This gift of meaning is a free gift of our creativity, given out of poverty of spirit without any expectation of reward. It follows that meditation is an experience of grace. It allows us to experience that everything is given. Every good and perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights. That comes from James 1:17. Wow. So we could say that when we meditate, we do so not for ourselves, but for the sake of the spiritual world. Meditating, we become co-workers with God and His angels who can work with us directly only through our freedom, our human angelic nature. This freedom, as theology explains, is the freedom to turn. From that freedom, all other free acts flow. Because our meditation arises from our freedom, it causes great joy in the spiritual world. The angels suffer with us in our fallenness, our unfreedom. But when we act freely, they rejoice in the recovery of our angelic nature. For them, our meditation is truly a gift, in the giving of which we receive much more than we give. Participation in the evolving creative goodness of the world. When we meditate, therefore, we change the world. Briefly, before we get into Steiner's directives on meditation, I want to recommend using Binaural Beats. You can use Monroe Institute's HemiSync technology. You can use their Expand app, which is a screenshot here. You can use Equisync. Just Google it, equisync.com. Or you can use NASA physicist Tom Campbell's binaural beats that he offers as well. He was instrumental in the process with Bob Monroe too. So I use these because they help. They help me get from beta state of the brain into alpha, theta, and delta when I want to go that deep. But they do work, and this is based upon my personal experience. So while this wasn't available in Steiner's day, I do recommend unguided HemiSync binaural beats. You can even find free ones on YouTube Music, but they do work, they do help. And just a basic explanation, you use headphones with the binaural beats or the HemiSync. It comes in at frequencies separated by like 4 to 10 hertz typically. This helps your brain get into those deeper states with the differences in the hertz from the left ear to the right ear. So it does work. It is recommended. Even you can use free ones, but EquiSync will actually allow you to create your own. First and foremost, before you actually begin your meditation, you want to pick your theme. I'm going to break down very briefly how to pick a theme and where you can pick your theme from. So Steiner's meditation framework and meditative themes aim to connect the individual with deeper spiritual insights in the cosmos and ultimately Prime Creator, the infinite source God, the one true God. We want to connect. So here are some potential meditation themes inspired by Steiner. So number one, I'll tell you what I do. I typically meditate on I am, or I am more than my physical body. Those are typically themes that I like to go into. Also, I like something along the lines of wisdom comes from light. Those are two themes that come directly from Steiner, but we can also look into other areas and aspects. We can use Steiner's Calendar of the Soul, which contains verses for each week of the year. You can pick one of those themes from whatever day, or just follow along the calendar and use those themes for the day. The Foundation Stone Meditation. You can meditate on the themes presented in Steiner's Foundation Stone Meditation. It includes concepts like human soul's relationship with the spiritual world, the development of human consciousness, the invocation of light, love, and life. Something along the lines of, I live in love. I am love. I am light. I am. Those are all suitable. You want to be creative with it. You can't get this wrong, guys. You can't get it wrong. As you meditate more and more consistently, those themes are going to intuitively come to you at the right time. You can meditate on the 12 virtues. Steiner always spoke about the 12 virtues corresponding to the zodiac. You could meditate on aspects of Carl Jung's work. Spiritual hierarchies. You can reflect on the roles of angels, archangels, other spiritual beings in human and cosmic evolution. I know that I've had UAP and NHI experiences and plasma orbs experiences. Sometimes I meditate on the plasma orbs. Not the nuts and bolts craft. I would stay away from that. The Fourfold Man. Meditate on the four bodies according to Steiner's Anthropophagy. The physical, etheric, astral bodies, and the ego. Each meditation could focus on understanding, harmonizing, or strengthening one of these aspects. You can meditate on light and darkness. This is inspired by Steiner's discussions on the interplay between light and darkness, where light can represent spiritual awakening. You can also find others. You can go look at Bob Monroe's quotes and his teachings in his books, or the Monroe Institute. You can look at Eckhart Tolle. You can look at Jesus, symbolic instructions from Jesus. The Gospel of Thomas would be an excellent starting place to actually meditate on the Christ consciousness teachings of Jesus. That would be a great one. But there's so many different things. You can look at the Hopi tribe and some of their sayings, because they were a highly esoteric culture and had an esoteric understanding. Look at Buddha. Look at Buddha's teachings. Bhagavad Gita. Look at all the things that the Buddha put out there. You can even go back to Zoroaster, from Zoroastrianism, which is 3,500 years old. But again, that's another culture and esoteric belief system that aligns with what we know today with all the esotericists. So pick your theme. Your theme is important. You're going to use this theme throughout your meditation, which we'll touch on next. So when it comes to the position and how to sit when you meditate and all of that, different cultures and belief systems and esotericists are going to tell you different things. But ultimately, what we want to do is we want to find an at-home space. We want to find a peaceful place and a peaceful time where you're going to be uninterrupted. I sit in an Academy Sports chair, and I sit on this creek that you're seeing now with the great blue herring. I see him all the time when I meditate. But that's my happy place. That's my peaceful place. I love the sounds, but I also use my binaural beats and hemi-sync here with my headphones. But it's my peaceful place, and I do it in the morning when there's no one there. There's just animals, sounds of the creek. All that's just me and nature. So find your peaceful, happy place. That's what matters. You don't have to sit on your knees. You don't have to contort your body in weird ways. Try to keep your back straight, be comfortable, sit in a chair, feet on the floor. That's all you got to do. So this part is easy. Once you've found your happy place, you're in position, you're in the chair, feet on the floor, your eyes are closed. All you have to do is think to yourself, now I begin my meditation. Now, once we're started, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on our breath. In through the nose, focus on the nostrils. Imagine the breath coming into you as light, and then out through the mouth. Imagine the breath leaving you, and I imagine it as a smoky black, smoky red brown cloud, which represents any negative fear-based, scarcity-based, and anxious thoughts that I'm ridding my body of. Or you can do a body scan. A body scan is where you start at the top of your head and you focus, relaxing each part of the body from the crown down to the face, the jaw, the tongue, the throat, the shoulders, the heart, the arms, the abdomen, the sacral area, down through your legs and to your toes, and your hands and fingers as well. So a great place to understand how to do a body scan is Tara Brach Meditations and her podcast. I'll put a link in the description, and here's a picture of it. But yeah, that's what you can do, and that's where I would start. And next, what we're going to do, once we do our breathing or we do our body scan, once we're ready, then we'll get into the theme. So this is actually pretty easy when we talk about reverence towards something higher than ourselves. It can be God, it can be angels, it can be your higher self. But ultimately, when I do this, I imagine God is light, the all-encompassing light of our source God, running through me, running through everything, the entire state of existence. I see this light, and that's what I choose to focus on in my meditation. Now, take your theme, that short phrase, and push it towards the center of your attention. This should be your focus. You should now be focusing on your 3 to 5 word phrase, your theme. Take each word in turn and ponder it. What I do is I allow each word to pop up in my imaginative state in my brain. I am. I see each word. I, bam, am, bam. I see that in my imagination with each repetition. And I focus on each word. I don't let my focus stray. And if it does, just bring it back to the word. And I am. Wisdom comes from light. It's like a big Hollywood billboard flashing in my mind with each word as I think it. Next, we're going to collapse your phrase into one word, your theme phrase. So example, wisdom lives in light becomes just light. I am more than my physical body can condense down to I am, or even I am can condense down to I or am. Focus on the one word once you condense it down. You can pick whatever word you want, but make sure that that word encompasses the entire phrase. And as you think on this word, just like you did with the phrase, bam, your word appears in your mind's eye and your imagination. You see it, love it, feel it, and you understand intuitively, immediately. When you focus on this one word, it encompasses your whole themed phrase. Do this for as long as comfortable. Each session is going to be different. Let your intuition, when your mind is quiet, speak to you on the length and when it's time to end it. When it's time to end, release the word in your mind. Let it dematerialize, fade into light or darkness or whatever you want. But release the word so the mind is empty. Keep as empty as long as possible. When you wander, when your mind wanders into thought, return back to your empty space. You can concentrate on the breath here again or do another body scan, but I would recommend concentrating on the breath or imagining God as light in your mind's eye. If images occur, let them. This could be PSI, psychic, clairvoyance, whatever you want to call it, but understand that these images, when your mind is silent in a meditative meditative state likely come from elsewhere. When you feel the meditation is over, end it. And all you say to yourself, now the meditation is over. Now the meditation is ending. However you want to phrase it. But that's it, guys. That's your Rudolf Steiner meditation. It can be 10 to 20 minutes long. The big thing here is to do it not only daily, but once in the morning, once at night. That's what Mr. Steiner recommended himself. So stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't, what you want more of in the future. And I'm going to continue creating reality transurfing, manifestation, Rudolf Steiner meditation exercises, as well as his supplemental exercises for spiritual growth and evolution. That's what we're doing because we must evolve if we want to ascend during harvest. Yo, thanks for watching. Hit the little ringy bell, subscribe, comment, like, do all that good stuff. But hit the ringy bell because I'm going to be releasing some exercises that are going to help you prepare for the harvest in your future. So subscribe, hit the ringy bell, and I will be releasing these episodes one by one, each with an exercise based upon many different great esotericists, but Rudolf Steiner in particular. And yeah, pay attention. They're coming. Guided meditations as well, utilizing custom binaural beats.